This is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. Welcome to vlog number 9, and I am logging in on Tuesday, and it is approximately 6:30 in the evening. So, first of all, let's take a look at what we're going to be coloring. And I have a picture out of Jade Summers' Unicorns Grayscale edition. I am working on this page as a buddy color. So there are some things on this page that I could show you, so I've decided to save it to do some of it on together. So, the things that we're going to do is, last time, if you remember, I think it was last time or the time before, I talked about how to do snow, and that the same principle I did my clouds exactly the same way. So here I have a picture that is set in the clouds, so I thought I would actually show you how I did it, rather than just telling you. And the second thing is I wanted to show you how I do hair. The technique that I use for the hair. So let's get started. The first thing I have to do is color the clouds. So there's a lot of them right here, so we'll talk while I do that. Now, if you remember, I said that I used either the lightest, palest gray that I could find, or the palest blue that I could find. The blue for the snow and the gray for the clouds. But since this picture is pretty much all clouds for the background, I wanted them to show up more rather than forcing them into the background. So I've decided to go with my lightest blue-gray, combining the two colors together. I've done this one up here, I don't know if you can see it, and I've done this little part above the rainbow here. And then I've covered up the black lines with, I haven't used white this time, I'm using light blue, but you can easily use white and find any white gel pen or white Posca, or if you have light blue in an opaque pen, or you can use that as well, or Posca, light blue Posca. This is the Decorez that I'm using, which comes in several pastel shades. One is the white, which I usually use, and this is like pale blue, which is what I'm going to use today. But first of all, I have to color the clouds, so I'm going to color them in with a blue-gray 1, which is the lightest blue-gray that I have. So I'm just going to start over here and color all the clouds in the background. Then we'll get to the special effects. So I have been, well, let's see, I won't talk about today yet, let's talk about Monday. Did I say today was Tuesday? Yes, I think I did. It's Tuesday, so let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday I got myself caught up on answering my comments. I had so many of them. Amazon, not Amazon. YouTube is still not working properly with the comments. I'm only getting a portion of them, so I don't think I have that many. And then when I go to answer them all, it's like, whoa, I have how many? So yeah, I finally got myself caught up. So I'm caught up to Sunday. And what did I publish on Sunday? Oh, that was the launch for the mandala book, the new mandala by Colorless. So yeah, I'm all caught up to that. And then today, vlog number 8 went, not today, yesterday, vlog number 8 went up. And why is this not working? I'm not liking how this is working. Let me get a different one. Hopefully I have one in this set here. Oh. Blue gray 1, there we go. So let's see what color it turns out to be. Oops, wrong end. Oh yeah, right on. No problem at all. Exact same color. So that was the Shuttle Art one that I was using, and then this is the Smart Color Art one that I'm using now. So, on Sunday morning, we went to Mass, and that's the first time, not since COVID, but actually the first time in quite a while. Before COVID hit, we had kind of gotten out of the habit of going to Mass, and then we were just talking about how we needed to start going back, and we're just preparing for that when, of course, COVID hit and the church was closed. Well, our church has opened now with strict guidelines in place. They've set up the pews so that there's a spot on the place where you sit, and then 6 feet away there's another spot where you can sit. So they're keeping everybody 6 feet apart. I was up at the front, so I don't know how that works for families, but that's how it works for individuals anyways. So it was nice to go back, but the only problem is I fell asleep. I was mortified because I'd be mortified by falling asleep at Mass anyways, but I was in my wheelchair, and it's the first time I've been to Mass in my wheelchair. So you know, we let them help us. There's a handicap entrance and a little elevator, and they kind of, you know, just stood around and asked us if we needed help while we were doing it. But then when we came in, they told me to just, you know, put my wheelchair up at the front, and in front of the pews. So I was sitting front and center. The priest saw me before he saw anybody else, and I fell asleep. Oh, I don't know how long I fell asleep for, but I know I did it more than once. And my husband noticed, and he didn't do anything. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And he said I wasn't snoring or anything. So, well, thank God for small favors. Oh, so yeah, I was just pretty exhausted, I guess. And so hopefully next week we get a different priest, and then by the time we get him again, he may have forgotten. Of course, he didn't say anything. Okay, so I'm done that. So let's take a look at using our gel pen. Okay, so normally you would use a white gel pen for this, or any pen you have that is opaque will work. Metallic gel pens are opaque, so you could do that too if you wanted it to shine a little bit. So now all we're going to do is go over the lines, so that we're going to get rid of the black lines, because clouds in the sky do not have black lines around them. So why should our clouds on the page have black lines around them? I mean, I don't try to make my pictures realistic, far from it, but still, I like the idea of my clouds looking like clouds. And this just kind of helps a bit. You go right over the black. Sometimes you have to kind of work a bit at it when you've got lines that are thicker than your pen, and I've got some thick ones here every now and then. So this is what I'm going to be working on now. I think you can pretty much tell what I'm doing and do it yourself next time. And here's where I have a thick one. So, well, it covered it up. And you don't have to cover them perfectly. I'm going slowly so that I can do them the best I can, but I'm not going to have a fit if I see some black poking out somewhere when I'm done. Because these pens don't like being gone over a second time. So last night I found a new channel that I've started watching, and watched some of their stuff in their archives. And it's a true crime show, which, I mean, I absolutely love true crime shows, but I've been taking a break from watching any kind of documentary TV because I binged on it a few years back. But that's what this is, and it's called They Got Away with Murder, and it is a YouTube production, but it's very well done. It's intelligent, and it's serious. Like, it doesn't try to glamorize anything, or, you know, it doesn't do any clickbait type of thing. And, you know, there isn't that deep voice with the doom and gloom, you know. But little did she know that inside her closet, you know, that kind of stuff. There's none of that going on. So the host is a British guy, and he's just, you know, I think he was wearing a suit, or he that's the impression that I'm left with. That's, you know, the type of guy he was, and his he had an excellent narrator's voice, because he narrated the story and then they illustrated it with photographs of the participants and the places where things occurred. You know, like if it was 52 Lundy Crescent and that house still existed, then they would go and show a picture of it, what it looked like now. Most of the cases that they do, or at least all of them that I've seen so far, are historical cases. and I really like those kind of tales. I much more prefer hearing about a case that happened in the 1950s than I do a modern case. So anyways, of the shows that I watched, the dates ranged from the late 1800s to the 1950s, I think was the latest one. So they show police evidence and, you know, all that kind of stuff too. So like, they're really well done. So if you like that kind of thing, if you like true crime and you haven't heard of this channel before, then yeah, it's you should check it out. It's pretty good. I know I'll be going back into the archives and watching some of their old shows until they post a new one. So today we went to Walmart, and that's only my second outing that doesn't, and I'm not counting doctor's appointments. So it's my second outing since COVID started, so it was a little scary, and I don't like going to Walmart at the best of times because it's so busy. Okay, so do you see how that works out? We've done the clouds now. So I know it's dry over here. Well, my hand. Okay, so let's work with the hair. Now, I learned the technique from another YouTuber, and I can't remember what that channel's name is because she's a newcomer to ColorTube, and she doesn't post very often. So I'm gonna have to take a look, but I will put the link down below because I did get this technique from her. The basic technique anyways. I've gone with it on my own and used it for many other purposes. So this is for doing hair that you want to be a dark color. So it doesn't work for light hair. Now I'm using red, and this is the first time I've used red, and it's the lightest dark color I've ever used. So this is an experiment. I also have not done this technique on grayscale before, so that's an experiment. But can you see, I don't know if it shows up, but can you see on this side where we have some highlights? It comes down here, here. Don't know if that comes up on camera. They're not in your face highlights. They're very subtle. But there's enough there that you see them when you're looking at the picture. So I'm just going to no, I'm going to color this little bit of hair here. Just a minute, let me... Did I just get that on me? No. Let me sharpen my pencil. So I am using... Oh, I should say that I do the hair in pencil when I'm doing a marker page. Everything can be a marker, but if there's hair, long hair, then I do it with pencil. And I've been using this technique for, a month or so now, and it's just what I'm doing right now. Who knows, I may get tired of doing it and just go back to doing hair with marker. Or I may find out a different technique, but right now this is what I'm doing when I'm coloring hair. Whether the rest of the picture is in pencil or marker. So you need to press. We're going to be heavy-handed on this because We need it to be as dark as possible. Now if you're using black, you're not going to have to go that heavy. So what we're going to do is wherever there's a curve, we're going to put in the highlight, and we're going to do that first. So right here there's a curve, but it's just only a short one, while down here I see a much longer one, and it'll go right across too. So I'm going to draw in the line of where I want it to start, kind of towards the top of the curve, and draw your line right across, and then leave a, what is that, 1/2 inch gap, and then make another line. So that's where our highlight is going to be. So now I'm just going to go to it by coloring up to my first line. And since I'm using red, I'm pushing really hard. When I used purple, I pushed really hard too. It was just with the black and the dark brown that they naturally came out dark enough. So then we come up to the line and you cover it just a little bit and give it a uneven edge. So I'm just going to do this side first, then we'll go over there, so I can get to showing you what we're doing. This is the first time I've done it on unicorn hair, but it's the same kind of mane as a woman with long hair would have. So now we're going to go to the bottom and do some covering up of that line with some jagged edges. We want to blend it in so we don't see those lines. They were just there for us to be able to tell where we're putting the highlight. And so you want to color for a little bit like this, so that you've got enough color to work with here. So just need to go over that a bit so I'm dark enough. Okay, and then you're going to use a colorless blender. So the only things you need is your pencil and a colorless blender. So now you're going to take the colorless blender and we're gonna blend across that uncolored space, going like this, bringing the color from both sides into that spot. Now, one thing that I didn't think of when I was doing this is the grayscale. So in some parts when we do this, the black is going to show up in there. So now when your blender pencil, once you've done that, you just want to wipe it off. So wipe off the color. And in this case, we've got some of that dark gray scale stuff on it too. So now, if this isn't light, not white. If that isn't light enough, then use an eraser, any kind of eraser where you can get into this spot. I'm using a pencil one, and just kind of erase it a little bit until it's lighter. And always use a brush. There, looks much better. So now you can basically see that where I ended, there's another curve. I should have put this one in before I colored. Okay, so I'll go right over there, and it will come down here, and whoa, that's not right. Oh, because I need to erase it. Okay, so I've got another curve right here, so I'm going to put in my lines across, and then leave 1/2 inch, go across for the bottom line. Now what I do is I go and put those all in so I don't have to keep stopping to do it. Now, when you're doing curves, like big long waves in the hair, you go across. If you get to ringlets, you're going to go up and down. Like right here, there are 2 ringlets. So we're going to go down, and then leave a bit of a space, and down. So that's going to work on the ringlet. In here, I've got another curve. So I'm going to go across, and across. Now, this one's a little difficult to do because it's got ringlets and waves. And then it's got these kind of ringlets right here where going down isn't really going to work so well as that did because it's so big. So I'm going to go across at the curve on this one. To go across, and I'm just going right across here because I have all this hair. What is going on here? Okay. And then, okay, we got a curve here. You can put these in lightly or not, just not too hard. And I think we'll do one across this ringlet right here. Okay, so now I've got all my lines in, and now we're going to go back up here, and I'm going to color on top of the line, and I'm going to color enough underneath of it. Remember to go over the line, so we're blending it in. And if we're not using a really dark color like black or dark brown, we need to push, because this only works with dark colors. You won't get enough of a contrast if you're using light colors. Okay, so now I only had a tiny bit up there, so I'm going to have to take it and move it everywhere on here. So we're spreading the pigment. Okay, take it away. I don't know whether I'll do this on grayscale again. I really didn't think when I first started it. But now I'm using the eraser to get rid of that black. So now there's no red in there at all, so I'm going to go over it again gently this way. You don't normally have to do this. This is just because I'm doing the grayscale. And then just kind of try to erase that light again. Oops. Let's use this, get lots of stuff on it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be coloring down onto that line. And going down here. Was there a line there? Yes, there was. This line. I think I've put in an extra line. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so color under this one. I made one line too many, so I'm just going to color over it. Whoops! I've gone on to... Oh, it's like everything that could go wrong is going wrong, because I just went on to the unicorn. Whew. Which I'm going to have to be like a pale color. I definitely don't need red on top of it. Okay, so just got a little corner here. So I do advise you not to do this on grayscale like I'm doing. It's just not working the same as it does on clean white paper. But I think I'm showing you the gist of it, hopefully. So let's talk about my reading and watching. Well, I already told you about my watching. Oh, that's the eraser. Okay, I need to clean off my blender here. Forgot to last time. So yeah, I already told you what I'm watching, and I'm still watching the old movies. I've started keeping a list of them because I don't remember what they're called afterwards. So I'm making a list, and then under the list I'm just putting anything of note about it, like, you know, who the actors were, if I know who they are. And, you know, if somebody turned up in a small part. Like, I watched this one movie, and about 3/4 of the way through, one of the I guess thugs in the mafia turned out to be DeForest Kelley from Star Trek. So that was funny seeing him show up. I think this one just looks nice. Yeah, it does. We don't have to do anything to that one. Alright, so I'm going to come down to this one and show you how we do a sideways one. And I need to sharpen my pencil. So yeah, that's for watching. For reading, I'm just listing them on Goodreads and as read. I'm not, I'm giving them a star, but I'm not reviewing them right now. I just don't feel like it. So I finished that book I told you about, except I think I told you it was called After the Fall. Well, it's called Before the Fall. Okay, so all I do is turn so that I'm coloring in the same directions of this highlight thing and going up to the line. So yeah, I finished that. The last 60 minutes of it, just 60 minutes. I mean, the last 60 pages just spun by. It was definitely something different than what I've been reading, because it really wasn't a mystery. It was more of just contemporary fiction, really. But I guess, you know, it had that little storyline of, like, how did the plane crash, so. But I really liked it. It was good. So now I am reading. What is this? That's my eraser. Okay, clean off my blender again. And this one should come out nice and clean too, because the so there you go. And if you don't like how dark that is, just go over it a bit with your eraser. Because here I got some black. So just go over it and make it stand out a bit more. There we go. I did choose an awkward one to show you how to do this. Oh, just a minute. I'll rub my eyes underneath of my glasses because they're starting to... What time are we at? Yeah, my eyes are starting to water a little bit. I don't know what that's from. Alright, so I'm just going to go on now with the highlighting, and you can watch what I'm doing if you still need to. or don't if you don't want to. Let's keep doing your thing. Yeah, I was talking about going to Walmart. So, I don't like going to Walmart at the best of times because it's so crowded. It makes my anxiety just really bad about being in there with all those people milling about and everything. So, I was anxious about going there, and I was a bit anxious when we were in there. And then I got kind of scared because there were people just like running all about. The aisles had arrows going which direction to go up and down the aisles, and people were doing that, but there was people going this way, you know? So an aisle would end here, and then there'd be the walkway, so you'd come out the aisle and go around, but people would be going backwards and forwards like this. And when they were doing that, like, people just weren't keeping the 6-foot distance. They just weren't. And as my husband's pushing me around, you know, I'm going, stop, stop, you're not 6 feet, you know, and I was feeling like he wasn't keeping his distance, and you know, I'm like, oh, stop, stop, ah, and everything. So I wasn't exactly the most easy person to get along with while we were in there. By the end of the time, he said, just be quiet. I know what I'm doing, and be quiet. But it did scare me that people weren't keeping their distance. So, you know, I didn't want to be close to someone. But the thing that did surprise me was that almost everybody was wearing a mask. You would just see lots and lots of people wearing a mask, and then some rough-looking type of guy would go by and he wouldn't have a mask on. Or some under 20s would go by and they wouldn't have a mask on. The kids just don't. Like here in Ontario, I usually don't talk about COVID. Oh, I will, just this once because I'm on the topic. So here in Ontario, our numbers have started to rise again. The more open we are, the numbers are starting to go up. They're not up to 300-400 a day yet, but it was at like 260, I think. It was like 180 the day before, and now they seem to be going up. So it's not the time to not be wearing your mask. It's the time you need to be wearing your mask, and let's get those numbers back down. Because we were in the double digits at one point here during stage 1. I don't think we've been in stage 2 long enough. But on Friday, we're going to be entering stage 3, which pretty much is going to have everything back open again. And we'll just have to keep the distancing, the social distancing rules in place, and mask wearing is encouraged, and some stores will have masks required. So depends on where you're going, and it's up to the individual place, but you know, some places are going to require it, like the hairdresser. You know, when you're up close, it's going to be required. Like at Mass, a mask is required. You can't go in if you're not wearing a mask. And as I said before, we're 6 feet apart in the pews. So, I don't know. It's not good that the numbers are going back up. because Ontario is the worst hit province, and that's because like half the people in Canada live in Ontario. Okay, I think I just went on the unicorn again. That's hard to tell. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the highlights on this side. It's looking nice. Okay, I just did it again. Oh, I don't want to blend it. I keep forgetting my eraser and my blender mixed up here. So I think maybe I have talked myself out. Oh, and I know what I did. I was talking about reading, and I never finished. What I'm currently reading is called Stillwater Lake by Rachel Kane, and I believe it's the first book in a series of books. I've never read Rachel Kane, so this will be my first book by her. I know she's written a lot of stuff, but yeah, so this one looks good. We'll see. If it's really good, I might read some of the other books. So I think I'm just going to do a highlight on these ones. Of course, these ones are black ones. Yeah, so you won't have to do any of this bit. This bit's making it look harder. That's because of the grayscale. So yeah, before I sign off for today, I just want to thank everybody for the support that you're giving me, and the comments you've been leaving, and the amount of you who've been leaving comments, and it's like my little channel is becoming a conversation place in the comments after I do a vlog, and I'm really happy that this vlog thing that I came up with has actually worked. I'm on number 9, and it's not often I can keep up with something for this amount of time in a row, and I have no inclination of stopping doing these. These vlogs are the perfect way for me to connect with you. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate y'all, and that I love being here, and people have told me how I help them in small ways or more significant ways, and I'm just happy that my little bit is being appreciated in those ways. So I'm not good at this kind of thing, so I end up getting tongue-tied. So anyways, I'm logging out on Tuesday. I don't know what time it is, but I will log in again before the week is over. So see you in a few minutes. Hello. I am logging in on Saturday, and it's just after lunch, probably around 1 right now. And we are going to start doing some coloring on a page that I am currently working on. That's one thing I like about these vlogs, is that I can just grab what I'm working on and we can get to it. Of course, I do try to make sure I'm not coloring out of the same things, so you get some variety. And of course, I take all requests. Oh, what's the word? If you request that I color in a certain book, I will seriously consider it. And usually I'm quite happy to. So if you've got any suggestions of anything that you'd like to see me color in a book, you say, you know, I'd like to see you color in such and such a book. Or I'd like to see you use your new Spirafarben pencils, or I'd like to see you use your Spirafarben pencils in a Joanna Basford book, you know, anything like that. You can be that specific, or you can just say anything out of Millie Murata, you know, anything like that. And I will be glad to consider it. So I wanted to make sure I was finished doing these spirals on the snail before I came on, because I had to do some concentration on those. So this is the first Mystery Colors magazine that I ever bought, and I have 8 pages left in it. This is the 8th. So I'll have done 4 pages this month. I'll just let you have a sneak peek at the ones that I've done. And unfortunately 2 of them were dogs, but never mind. Still like how they turned out. The kitty one is cute. So, isn't that nice? Oh, he's laying down. So when you look at them really close up, you can't see as much. When I first started doing this, I did his head, and then I was coming around here, and I went, oh my goodness, they have a 3-legged dog in here. I said, like, what if a child is coloring this book? And then I have nightmares because of the 3-legged dog. Like, Daddy, why does he only have... What happened to his leg? And then I got a little bit further along, and I'm like, oh, I see. His leg is like bent and tucked up. I was seriously concerned there for a moment. And then this one, I think it's a dog hanging out of a car window. And then the one I'm working on now. The topic of this book is pets, and I definitely have to say some of their choices of pets is a little odd. A pet snail. Does anybody have a pet snail? Back in the book there was a goat. Yeah, I don't know too many people who have pet goats. I mean, a pet to me is something that you keep in your, is an animal you keep in your house, and who you take care of its needs and love, and it provides you with comfort, and you know, there's a mental health, it helps your mental health to have a pet. I do not see how a snail is going to do any of that. But never mind, I don't mind coloring a snail. So, let me get my color. Okay, so we're on 10, which is 140. Okay, so 10 is, I did notice, was part of the spiral, so I'll get that part done first. So, I did get one person who gave me, told me what they did with coloring with watercolors that they, and they colored in bed most of the time. was to set up a station on a cart, and I like that idea. Only problem is I have 2 carts and they're all filled up. But I see, whoops, oh yeah, okay, that ends there. I see that I could do a little bit of rearranging and get my watercolors more sorted out and put them on one of the, they can't go on the top one, but I could create a watercolor station on the middle rack, and then, or what do you call it, shelf, I guess it is, and then I should be able to work from that. Once I have that done, I'll start doing some watercoloring on the channel, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. I don't know if you guys like watching my coloring because I do markers most of the time, or if you don't mind what type of media I use. Okay, so where else are 10s? Okay, down here in the body. So yeah, I'm going to be tackling that. And I also thought I would do a video of all my watercolor and water soluble supplies that I have. I thought that would be a nice video to do sometime during the week. So, I have a few, I guess maybe we'll call them announcements. First of all, I just wanted to let everybody know that my friend Tracy at Tracy Colors is back on YouTube. She has a channel, and it's a good channel. It's a good channel, and she's a very nice person. And I'd like to invite you all to go over and give her a visit and subscribe. She does a lot of coloring and color chats, and she likes to do the what do you call it? The color alongs. So she shouts out the colors and numbers of the items she uses. She mostly does pencil work, and she does ink tints and water soluble pencils. So yeah, go give her a visit. And also, I have a new channel that I found, and it is really good, that I wanted to let you guys know about. It's called Jojo's Coloring Nook, and she's a newbie to the color tube, so she doesn't have very many subscribers right now. So it'd be really nice if you guys could go over and show her some love. She's got a lot of videos for the time that she's been here, and she does mostly hauls and flip throughs and end of month finished pages. But she's got some coloring chats and, you know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that on there as well. But I really enjoy watching her hauls and the flips of books that I don't have. There we go. Oh, it's up there too. And last but not least, I guess these are my announcements. There is a official color along going on. It's actually a challenge that is being held right now at Jamie's Coloring Love. It's called the Highlighter Challenge 2020. And since you guys showed so much interest in us doing a challenge here, I thought you would like to hear about that one that's going on. So I don't think I don't know if it's for the month or if there's no time limit given to it, but it is to color a picture using only highlighters. And I did my picture, I just finished it a couple days ago, and it was a lot of fun. It's amazing, like usually when you, of course they're fluorescent colors, and usually when you use excuse me, I have to have a sip of pop. Oh, my dry mouth is getting so bad right now. I wonder, well, I don't wonder, I know there is. I should pick up some of the lozenges. I use Biotine products. They're for people who actually have the condition dry mouth. So, yeah, I should pick up some of their lozenges. And I seem to have a little bit of a frog in my throat right now, so hopefully that goes away. So as I was saying, usually when you come across those fluorescent colors in your pencils and markers and stuff, they're like, whoa, you know, you don't want to use them. But when you do a whole page in fluorescent colors, it's pretty cool. Nice, vibrant, bright. Okay, so we're on to 12, so it looks like we're starting all the green grass that is behind him now, and I'll probably find a number or two here and there that I forgot to do. So, starting with, the only thing I don't like about this magazine is that when it's white, it puts a number in it. Number 4 is white. I prefer it when they just leave those ones blank. Because, I don't know, it looks funny to have the number there and it not be colored in. And that's my opinion. So, down to announcement for this channel. Our color along is going to happen in the next vlog. So this is vlog 9. I think. Oh, it's hard to remember. The numbers are starting to like get big here. So it'll be the next vlog next Monday. When you're watching this, your next Monday. That we will do the color along, and I'll work on it throughout the video, so you can color along with me right away. I'll give you the opportunity to do that, or you can just, you know, listen to the vlog for the sake of listening to it, and then come back the next day and follow along with me and do the color along if you want, because that's the purpose of a color along, is for you to color along. So I'll be calling out the colors and stuff, and we'll be using the markers that I always talk about that have the numbering system on them, that doesn't matter what make they are. The colors will be the same. Now the shades will vary. You know, one, like this is number 59, pale green. Well, you may have a 59 pale green that's darker than that, or you may have a pale green that's lighter than that, but it'll still be your version of, your marker's version of pale green. You know, if I call out number 59 pale green and your 59 is red, well, then you don't have the same numbering system that we're using here. So I'll call out a few numbers right now so that you can check your marker set to see if it is the same one. So we've got number 120 is black, number 15 is geranium, number 103 is potato brown, number 66 is baby blue, told you this one, 59 is pale green, 50 is forest green. So if your marker set, Cali Arts, Ohuhu, Shuttle Arts, Parku, if they have the numbering system on them and those colors matched, then you're good to go. For your Ohuhus, they usually don't have the name on them, so just look at the color, you know. If 59 is green, then it'll be the same. But I have used Ohuhus, so I know that they are part of the numbering system. The only ones I've never tried is CaliArt, so I don't know. But actually, I think they use a letter number code, so I do not think CaliArts will follow along with the color along. But of course, you can use whichever markers you want. And if I call out pale green, then just find the palest green you've got. You know. So. Yeah, it's going to be a very easy one to adapt for everybody. I've picked out the picture. So what you're going to need is Chibi Girls Volume Number 2. So I'm working out of the Chibi Girls Volume 1 and 2 Grayscale Edition. And you can use that one as well. But if you prefer line art, then there is a line art version of Chibi Girls Volume 2 that you can get. And it doesn't matter that I'm doing grayscale and you do line art. The pictures are the same. I'm not doing anything that won't work on that. So hopefully that's enough information to get you, make sure you have what you need to do the color along next time. But of course you don't have to do it. I'll just be talking to you like normal. So so I started today thinking that I was going to sit down and not have anything to say because I haven't been anywhere and I haven't done anything since Monday, and we already talked about all that in my last login. So I thought that was part of the slug, but it's green. So oh, maybe this is his slime trail. No, whatever. We'll see what it turns out like in the end. Yeah, so all of a sudden I can't think of anything to say. Oh, our town just passed a bylaw that it is going to be mandatory for that everyone will have to wear a mask in any public building. And that doesn't mean like government-run buildings. It means any building that the public goes into. So malls, stores, restaurants, dollar store, Michael's. Those are all stores. But, you know, doctors, dentists, all that kind of thing. So I'm glad of that. Because I just think it's the right thing to be doing until this thing is gone, which could be quite some time. So I just say get used to wearing a mask. But yeah, it's definitely going to be bothering some people. But yeah, so that was the big news this week for my local news. Yeah, well, speaking of doctors, my doctor's office isn't open yet. We're still doing telephone calls, and if it's a dire emergency, then they will make an appointment to see you, but that hasn't happened to us. I have regular appointments there with my therapist, and they're all done over the phone right now. I do get a B12 shot every month, so I just every month I just call in and say I need to get my B12 shot, and then they tell me when I can come in. and then I go straight through to the back where the nurse practitioner is, who's doing that kind of thing. Her job right now is to do the people's injections that they need to get. So yeah, do that, and then I'm gone. Yeah, John had to call once, and oh, sorry. Oh, I've never called him by his real name before on this channel. All right, let's get with it, Nikki. Mr. Niagara. Oh, what am I doing? I want 12s, not 14s. Where did I see the 12? Well, there it is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm going to be going over that with a darker green, so it's not going to matter. So Mr. Niagara had to call for a health issue, and he thought maybe he might have been called in, but nope. They did it all over the phone and then gave him a prescription, and that was it. So I was wondering if where you live, are your doctors open now, or are you still doing telephone calls? Because around here, I think it's basically up to the clinic, or you know, doctor, whether they're going to open up or not. Like my pain clinic has remained open throughout this whole thing, because that's a necessary, it was a, you know, a necessary thing. People couldn't go without their pain shots. My goodness. Just imagine what it would be like not getting one for like 4 months or more. And my psychiatrist just started seeing people last month, so we've all been and seen him in person now. So yeah, tell me what's going on in your part of the world. So one thing that I was going to do with these marker sets that I have, they're all the same. I think I've gotten all this number now. These marker sets that I get, I always buy them with the same number coding on them. So the biggest set I have has 170, and then I have a few sets that have less than that in them. And I thought that I would make a master. Okay, just a minute. Let me get my color here. 56, is that the one? Yeah. Okay, and we're doing 13 now. There's lots of 13s. Alright, so I thought what I would do is type up a master list of all the numbers and their name. And with my markers and my sister's markers, I thought that together we should be able to come up with a good majority of all the markers that are out there. I believe there's 200 at the most, but I don't know if there's any set besides Ohuhu that has 200, and Ohuhu doesn't put the names on it. So I know there's a 180 pack. Where's my 12? There it is. I know there's a 180 pack. And the numbers that we have go up to 288. That's the biggest number we have. I don't have it beside me, so I can't tell you what the name of it is. But I thought I would make up a whole master list, and then it would be really useful to me when I was you know, using the markers that didn't have the names on them. Or, you know, instead of looking at my swatch sheet, I could just look at that sometimes, because I know what colors some are. Okay, I'm starting to not concentrate on what I'm doing here. I almost thought I was doing the wrong number, but I'm not. I'm looking for 13s. So yeah, when that's done, I don't know. I don't have Word, so, oh, well, I guess I can do it on Google Drive. And it saves as Word. Yeah. So I'll be able to have a file that I can send to you guys that you can be able to open in Google Drive, or I won't send it to you. I'll give you the link for you to go grab it and do whatever you want with it when I've got that done. I know it'd be useful for me, and I figure if I'll find it useful, then I'm sure somebody else out there will find it useful. So I'm going to be working on that this week because I'm kind of excited about doing it. I like making lists. I have lists all over the place, and I have journals for different things that I keep some of my lists in. I started doing that to get rid of all the pieces of paper that are always flying around, because I would like write stuff down on it, write my ideas or my grocery list, or whatever cleaning supplies needed, and then I just leave them places and write a new one. Yeah, so I enjoy doing that sort of thing. I've like categorized and organized all sorts of things in my life. And thankfully, we have databases and such that I can use now. That's another thing that I'm going to do. I have a Library Thing account. Well, I'm on both Library Thing and Goodreads, and I'm not doing any reviews right now. I'm kind of like, I don't want to get back into doing reviews because I did them so full on gung ho when I was a book blogger that I don't want to. It just, the thought of writing a review just doesn't make me feel good. So I'm very bad at writing reviews for the coloring books, and I apologize to anybody who's sent me a book if I haven't reviewed it officially. But anyways, that was a little slide trail that we went wandering along. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. So I have an account for both of them, and I find that the Library Thing is a better database, and Goodreads is a better social media site. You connect with people there on Goodreads, and you share your love for reading and reviews, and you follow people, and or you friend them. I can't remember what they call it, and you get to know people and have conversations with them and join the groups, and it's a whole social media site. Library Thing's not like that, but it has an absolutely great database, and Goodreads, on the other hand, is lacking in the detail and the abilities of its database if you strictly want it for organizational reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty everything that's in my account and totally delete all my books, because that's a listing of books that I had like 10 years ago, and I've gotten rid of like 90% of them. I don't read out of physical books anymore, just because of my eyesight. It's just not pleasant. So after I've emptied it out, I'm going to start making a database of all my coloring books. And then that'll be a place where if you want to do a buddy color with me, you can go look at what books I have and pick a book for us to buddy color out of. So, you know, you don't have to wait for me to say I want people to buddy color with me out of this book. And that reminds me, I will be looking for people come August to buddy color with me. But please don't say anything today. I'll put a call out there when I'm ready. I've already got a couple of people that are waiting to hear from me, and I'll need a few more. Did I do 4 or 5? I am pretty sure I did 5 buddy colors out of the Chibi book this month. So that will be awesome. I've been afraid to count how many pages I have left, but the last couple of months I've done 14 or 15 over the last 3 months. So plus everything else I've done has got to be getting me close. I know I still have quite a bit to do. Well, there were 2 chunks of sections that I hadn't done anything in, but I've started breaking up one of those chunks, so I just have one chunk that needs to start getting worked in. So these are all, no, missed some here. So those are all, oh, that's a number 7. Better get that out. How long have we been on here? Oh, over 30 minutes already. Oh, time flew past, didn't it? So last night I was, I decided I was going to swatch my Spearer Farbens because I have this thing where I can't use anything that I've bought until I've hauled it, and so I've been dying to use my Spearer Farbens, and I bought a pencil case for them to go into, so I don't use any pencils I've got until they're put away in their pencil case, sorted into the colorway I want them to go, and swatched. So I thought I'd do that. So last night I was swatching them, and oh, I absolutely love them. I can't believe how much I love them. They were so soft and like so easy to color with because they're soft core, but they were like smooth and creamy and just like gliding on the paper. That I sent my sister a text when I was in the middle of swatching them, and I said, I'm swatching them right now. I love them. I want to marry them. Remember when you were a kid, did you used to say that? That you loved something so much you wanted to marry it? I was feeling like that with swatching them. Oh my goodness. So does anybody else out there have the Spearer Farbens? And what's your opinion of them? And like why? Like, why do you like them? Why do you not like them? But certainly like to hear that, because they're my brand new pencil. Well, of course I got a couple more brand new pencils, and I'm thinking I'm not going to have to buy a pencil case, because I think I can, well, no, that's not true, because I'm going to buy the, I'm going to hold it with pencils for a while, but of course, it goes without saying that I'm going to buy the Black Widow 48 set when it comes out. So that means, okay, how do I do this? This is getting a little complicated. So that means that I'm going to have to move my Black Widows out of the case they're in because 48 won't fit in it. So I'm going to need to get a 160 for them. And then that will leave me with an empty case that I can put one of the sets of pencils that I have here, and then it'll still give me room for others. So yeah, I have to buy one more case to get the markers, the pencils that I've bought, and the Black Widows all housed. And I was just watching my girl T today, and she said, or she didn't say, she did a haul, and she got these plastic tags. You know, they're just like a luggage tag, except they're like smaller and less bulky and everything, and they're made out of plastic. So it's like a plastic little key fob, and then it's got a key ring on the end of it, and the plastic part has a piece of paper that you can put in and out of to write your label on it. So she's using those for tags on her pencil case, cases, so she knows what pencil's in what. And I have been thinking of how I was going to do that, because I really didn't want to be putting paper labels on them, because they just wouldn't, you know, I'd have to keep remaking them because they'd tear and fall off and just get worn. And when she saw that, it was just like pause. And she had the link to .com, so I just went to .ca and put in the name of what she'd written down there. And yeah, I found them. I got, I didn't buy them yet. They're in my cart. But there are 40 for $10, I think. So they're cheap enough. I definitely don't have 40 sets of pencils. And some of my, well, yeah, some of my cases hold more than one set in them because they're just small ones. And then she showed how she put, like, she had a case that had 4 sets of pencils in it, and she showed how she did it. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing that next month. I have to wait until the end of the month to get paid, and then I will do some ordering. Okay, this is a little tricky, but I guess they're the same shapes that were over there. I don't know what these are supposed to be. They certainly don't look like things that you'd usually find in the grass. Maybe they're worms. No, they're going to be green. Boy. Yeah, it seems like I am getting a lot of pencils lately, and I have to say I really, really love working with pencils. I mean, my love for markers is never going to go away, and you know, I've called myself a marker girl, and I am, but I am, or I have, discovered a love for pencils. So, you know, I think I'll probably be. I think more time will be spent with using markers, because I use markers for single-sided pages, but I use pencils for double-sided pages, and I have quite a few books that fit that category, and I just absolutely love working with the pencils. Now, I'm not a fancy colorer. I'm a straight colorer when it comes to pencils. I do know a couple of tricks that, you know, techniques that I've watched, but they're only tiny little Oops, there's another one. They're only tiny little things. But yeah, I just like coloring straight. I like block coloring. I have no interest in me having my coloring look realistic. I mean, there's people out there who are like true artists with their coloring, and you know, I have no interest in doing that. It's, you know, I'm not putting it down or anything, and, you know, exactly the opposite is that I just have no desire to put in the effort, the practice, and the time that it takes to become proficient at a new skill. I'm quite happy with my skill set as it is. I would just like to learn some techniques to do certain things. Like Color with Claire has given me a couple of techniques that I use. One was for snake skin, but the technique is usable on anything that has scales or is just drawn in such a way that it has those little scale-like features. So I've used it for different things. She's shown how to do trees with a Posca pen. So I do that. Or bushes, trees or bushes. So I use that. And then there was another girl who I can't remember her name. And I'm going to put the link down because I talked about it in my last, in Tuesday's log on that you just finished watching. Of how to do the hair. So I'm going to put the link down below for that because I totally do not know who it was. At the time, it was, don't even know if I was subscribed to her at the time, but I definitely was subscribed to her after watching that. And she hasn't posted in a while, so I've been waiting for her to post so I could find her name, but I'll just look up the video. So anyways, she taught me how to do dark hair so that it looked kind of, yeah, a little nicer than just coloring it all in straight like I was doing. So yeah, and I thought about maybe getting Helen Elliston's book. I think it's her. She does the special effects book that's like really colorful on the front. And I just saw on somebody's channel that volume 5 or 4, wherever she was at, a new volume anyways. She has 3 or 4 already. Is out, so yeah, if you're into her, because, you know, I'd like to be able to just look up, you know, like how to color a gem and find a little tutorial, or like how to color a brick wall or a stone wall, and, you know, see if I can. I'm not necessarily gonna like learn how to do it step by step, but just reading and trying to do it will give me some kind of tip or technique that I can use, whether it be the whole tutorial or just one little thing from it. Oh, guys, I had something here that I was going to do with you, do some fun would you rathers. And these are really good ones that I found that I was going to do with you to make up for time. But I just look at the time and it's for almost 45 minutes. So I think I'm just going to stop there. I finished that color. I have one color left to do in all this and these weird white things down here. So, yeah, I'll end that, and this is it for this vlog. tomorrow is Sunday, and I'll be putting this together and editing it and uploading it and getting it ready to go, so you've got it there on Monday. I try to have it upload in the middle of the night, then that way people on the other side of the world can have it there when they're getting up, having their breakfast, and then across across the map, when people get up, it's there. So thank you for staying with me. Thank you so much for watching my vlogs. You guys don't know how much I appreciate you and all the lovely things that you say in your comments to me. Just you know, they they make me feel like, you know, like just like awe, and sometimes, you know, it's like, do I deserve such praise? It's kind of, it's hard for me to take compliments like that. So yeah, thanks again. Looking forward to next week's vlog. I think we're gonna hit, I am sure we're gonna hit 10 next time. I'm pretty sure this is 9. So, leave me a note down below. Let me know what you've been doing while you've been watching me today. I love hearing what you do while you watch your videos. Some people really get creative. So, in the meantime, until next time, bye-bye. Love ya.